Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin on page 16 with Zamru Ladonai. It's okay. Zamru Ladonai Bechino Bechino Zamru Ladonai Bechino Bechino V'kol Zimra Zamru Ladonai Bechino
Page 11.
Yashmera Shabbat El Yishmereni Yashmera Shabbat El Yishmereni Odi Leomean Beno Veni Odi Leomean Beno Veni Ki Yashmera Shabbat El Yishmereni Ki Yashmera Shabbat El Yishmereni Odi Leomean Beno Veni Odi Leomean Beno Veni.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So good to see all of you. Thank you. So good to be seen. For those of you I haven't met, my name's Rachel. This is my better half, Toby. What did I say? Better half? Well, better and other half. Mostly better. We are so grateful to be here this evening with all of you, bringing Shabbat and lead services together, which we haven't done for some period of time. So I guess that's a little caveat to say, we're gonna have a Shabbat experience this evening, and it may not be exactly as I remember the Beth-El way to be. It's pretty close, I think, but it's going to be an adventure. And I think that's really important, right? It's important to shake things up every once in a while. I think it was a surprise to some of you that I'm here. So it's good. Shake us up. Prayer is not about, routine. It's not really about, there's a set way to it. There is a routine of it, but we should not be so that our prayers become so rote. Luckily, we have Toby to help us with that task. He always keeps me on my toes. And that also just comes with an invitation for all of us. And that's it's a challenge by choice whenever you like. I'm going to invite you to put your prayer book to the side and just be with us in the worship. I promise, probably already know the words of some of the prayers. And secondly, it just gives us an opportunity to connect differently, to pray differently, to be together differently. And yeah. So I know it's a little cold outside, so I'm really glad to see all of you here. We're going to keep each other warm with our presence and with our spirits, with our voices. And one wonderful way that we increase our warmth and increase our joy is through the lighting of Shabbat candles. So I'd like to call up Dorit Title. We'll be on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushonu b'mitzvotov v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
I'm going to continue bringing in Shabbat, welcoming in Shabbat with Ma Yafeh Hayom. It's on page 10.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Continue with L'chadodi, which is on page 20. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha dodi likra kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad yishmianu Hamiuchad Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad V'Shemo Tiferet Beila Lecha Dodi Lika Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Mekabela Lecha Dodi Lika Kala Yalala 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 B'nei Shabbat Mekabela Likrat Shabbat חסד במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורק קומי אורי, 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 שתדברי, כבוד אדונייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצולה. תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה, 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 בשבת נקבלה.
We read together at the bottom of page 27. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. We turn to the Baruch Hu on page 28. Please rise if you are able.
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Hu,
et Adonai,
et Adonai,
HaMevorach.
HaMevorach,
Baruch Adonai,
Baruch Adonai,
HaMevorach,
HaMevorach,
Le'olam Va'ed,
Le'olam Va'ed. Please remain standing. Join together at the bottom of page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, ruling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari Varavi. Ahavat Olam et Yisrael Amcha Ata, Amcha Ata. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpat, Al-Ken Adonai Eloheinu v'shovenu ufkumenu nasiach v'chukecha v'nismak v'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki chema'enu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla negei yomam v'layla ve'ahavatecha tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed
You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So in just a minute, we're coming to Michamocha, which is our prayer for freedom. And in some ways, thinking back on 2017, our world may feel more free. And in other ways, I think this year our freedoms have perhaps felt limited. And maybe we each have our own stories about freedom, bondage, and where we're sitting as we reach the end of this year. So I began thinking about other ways that we might kind of conceptualize what freedom means and what freedom means in the context of our service. And I wanted to offer some words from a Jewish poet and writer whose name is Alden Solovi. So about freedom, he says this: the Jewish concept of freedom is not solely about escaping bondage. It's not freedom from, it's freedom to. Most Jewish prayers for redemption are tied to the idea of service to God. In Exodus, liberation from Pharaoh is for the specific purpose of serving God. This is not life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is freedom with responsibility. Judaism asserts that freedom from bondage is for the specific purpose of expressing our relationship with God. It is the freedom to choose to serve God. Freedom opens a path to accepting a covenantal relationship with God, to embracing Torah, and to binding oneself to God. For our freedom to have meaning, we must choose God's rule. We must choose Torah. It is not forced upon us. In the coming year, may we find our own path towards choosing Torah and feeling free to connect with God in ways that are meaningful and authentic. Page 40.
Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neda b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei pele, nora tehilot osei pele. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Zeli, Zeli, Anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki v'adat Adonai et Yaakov, u'ga'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom v'hamidenu Shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom v'hamidenu Shomreinu l'chaim. Ya la 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 ya la la. Ya la 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 ya la la. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom v'hamidenu Shomreinu l'chaim. 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 Sorry about the microphone. Please turn to page 44. We're going to sing together Yismechu. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei Korei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei Korei Shabbat. V'kadeshei, V'kadeshei Shvi Shabbat, Ulam Yisvu, V'yitangu Metu V'chashabat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei Korei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, B'korei Korei Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo, רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים, אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי שבת.
We turn now to the standing prayer, to the Amidah. We'll be on page 46 to start and following. You may rise if you are able.
Adonai sefatayv tivtachu fi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatayv tivtachu fi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagivor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula b'vnei b'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim berofech olim, umatir asuim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al givurot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim, U'kdoshim, b'chol yom yehalelu chatzela. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh, Ha'el HaKadosh.
a few moments now for our own silent prayer and reflection. You're invited to either stay standing or be seated, whatever's your custom. And we'll meet up again in just a few minutes, and we'll start on page 60.
Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Umelech Adon Lecho HaShalom Lecho HaShalom Ki Ata Umelech Adon Lecho HaShalom Lecho HaShalom Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim
We've reached the point in our service where we focus our thoughts while we're in peaceful state, focus our thoughts and attention towards those who are in need of healing. And we know as well that there are multiple kinds of healing that we need at different points in our lives. Wounds and illnesses, that some that we can see and some that we can't. So if there's someone that you're thinking of and you'd like to share their name as I come around, I'll invite you to do so. We'll bring their name and with us.
Marcia Mayers, Shella Pearl,
Beth-El Pomerantz,
Matt Motion. Esther Patrick.
Sally Craver,
Joyce Thomas,
and Pat Phillips.
Tom Nohilly. Bob Miller.
Natalie Belmasani, Eli Rashid, and Jonathan Bethany.
Jonathan Rivers, Jacob Wilkes, and Emma Vespas.
Sandy Edelman.
Betty Myers.
I'd like to add Matt Jacobson and Felix Hernandez. We take all of these names, all of the names shared aloud, and those that remain in our hearts when we turn our intention towards helping them heal. Misha Berach can be found on page 253.
Berach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromah, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu.
feels important to preface the story that I'm about to share by letting you know that the story has a happy ending. So let me say up front, this story ends on a positive note. I wanted to share with you about an experience that I had with my friend Martha. Martha is someone that I met in university. She was the very first person to introduce me to sushi, a dazzlingly brilliant scholar, and a radical feminist. In my first weeks at college, when I struggled to adjust to a new time in my life, a new place, she welcomed me with open arms and an inviting smile. I have many good memories of Martha, and I'm very proud to know her, not just for who she is, but also for what she has accomplished. Martha also has more health challenges than the average person, certainly more than are typical for somebody so young. Martha has managed with severe colitis most of her life, undergoing dozens of surgeries and debilitating pain. I remember her taking a leave of absence during university as she needed surgical intervention. I would visit and read her those silly celebrity magazines to distract her from pain. In some ways, both at that time and more recently, our lives and interest in providing care for those in the hospital have intersected more deeply. While we haven't been in frequent touch, we have occasionally exchanged messages around the advocacy work that we're both involved in, mine from a chaplain perspective, and hers as someone navigating the medical system to make sure her voice is heard. In the past months, Martha has also been diagnosed with multiple autoimmune diseases. The pain and complications that she has experienced caused her to take a leave of absence from a PhD program and ultimately from her everyday life. Right before Thanksgiving, I learned that Martha was not faring so well. She had a severe blockage and infections and needed emergency surgery. Martha had also ultimately decided that the cycle of decades of pain, surgery, and slow recovery needed to stop. She wanted to end all medical interventions, focus on comfort care, and reach the end of her life on her own terms. During this time, Martha made a video to share on social media, letting her friends know what was going on and explaining what decisions she had made. In the video, she thanked her family and her friends for all of the love and care that she had received. She also shared something that I didn't initially know how to understand. Martha said, "The truth is, I haven't lived a very good life." So I wanted to honor her wishes and acknowledge her experiences, but I had a lot of difficulty grappling with her statement. When I thought back on our time together, I had fond memories, proud memories, of Martha leading political rallies, of Martha becoming student body president, of Martha challenging assumptions. It was hard for me to step out of my place and see the bigger context, the lifetime of pain that she had endured, surgeries, and dealing with a medical system that didn't always honor her opinion. So I chewed on this video for a few days, and I've learned that when I'm having difficulty understanding something, our tradition teaches us that we should seek out to see what Judaism has to say about it in order that we might learn or gain a new insight. So when I thought about Martha's words, what stood out to me was her statement, "The truth is." So I thought, what does Judaism teach us about truth? And what came to mind is the statement that we recite upon learning of the passing of a loved one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam dayan ha'emet. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, the judge of truth. At funerals, we offer this blessing when we rip a ribbon and engage in kriya, the ritual of tearing, to signify the tearing in our own lives. The truth of those moments are multiple. Just as we can never sew up the ribbon and have it be as it was before, so too we know our lives will never be the same. And there are also the other truths we know, that our loved one brought much to our lives, the truth of the happier moments and the blessings. Judaism, as we know, is filled with duality. Thinking about this phrase helped me understand Martha's truths as well. It mattered that I had good memories of my friend, but it also mattered that Martha's experiences had led her to an important decision. It reminded me that although I had feelings, it wasn't really about me. It was about her. While that realization helped me come to terms with Martha's probable death, it also made me think more about what's happening in society. We have become, in some ways, so focused on the truth with a capital T. We're frequently bombarded with conversations about what is fake news or isn't. We have filters and other technologies to change the things we see on social media, which are frequently not truthful anyway. Even in the Torah, in our past weeks, we read about Joseph ultimately disclosing the truth about his identity to his brothers. And this week, we read of Jacob's beliefs about what the 12 tribes will encounter in their future. Everywhere we look, questions about truth seem to be on our minds. And we seem to be asking, what is true? Are there multiple truths? Is there a perspective that is more true than another? And ultimately, why does it matter? Jewish tradition, again, teaches us by example. Take, for instance, a page of Talmud. We know that in a halachic debate, even though one person's way is chosen as the correct way to observe the law, that other opinions or ideas are preserved in the text to acknowledge the multiplicity of voices and ideas. In other words, even if we don't follow person A or person B's ways of resolving the debate, we still honor what is true to them by keeping their statements in the text. In a famous discussion in the Talmud, Hillel and Shammai argue for 3 years about a halachic decision. 3 years. They are at a stalemate, unable to proceed. It is only God's voice that comes down from the heavens, and God states, "These and these are the words of the living God." That is what breaks their debate. God goes further, sharing that Hillel's opinion should be followed, but emphasizes that both statements contain truth and are therefore holy. I share all of this not to preach a definitive statement about truth, about who is right or wrong. I offer it as a twofold invitation. The first is for us to collectively think about why this search for truth at this time in history feels so important. The second invitation is just for us to think about what feels true for us in this moment. What is true in our lives today? What is true right now in this very moment? Sometimes we have difficulty acknowledging the truth we know in our guts, in our kishkas. We try to ignore other truths if they are painful, uncomfortable, or maybe even inconvenient. But I invite us to think about what is true for ourselves, especially as we reach the end of this calendar year, this time of evaluating the days that have passed and thinking about those to come. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks shares in his book, The Dignity of Difference. Truth on earth is not, nor can it be, the whole truth. It is limited, not comprehensive, particular, not universal. When two propositions conflict, it is not necessarily because one is true and the other false. It may be, and often is, that each represents a different perspective on reality, an alternative way of structuring order, no more or no less commensurable than a Shakespeare sonnet, a Michelangelo painting, or a Schubert sonata. In heaven there is truth. On earth there are truths. Therefore, each culture has something to contribute. Each person knows something no one else does. The sages said, "Who is wise? One who learns from all men. The wisest is not one who knows himself wiser than others. He is one who knows all men, all people, have some share of the truth, and is willing to learn from them, for none of us knows all truth, and each of us knows some of it." End quote. As for my friend Martha, I mentioned that the story ends on a happier note. For reasons that I do not fully comprehend, despite infections and the cessation of medical interventions, Martha's body recovered. While she has at least 6 months to a year of slow recovery, She is no longer dying. She recently posted a second video on social media in which she shares, "I am no longer trying to pursue a good death. I'm trying to pursue a good life, though I don't know exactly what that means yet." In the coming year, may each of us find strength to name and claim our own truths, even the ones that are difficult to acknowledge. May we find compassion for ourselves in this complex world and time in which we live. And may we ultimately find kindness and the ability to honor the truth of others, even if we don't always understand it or agree with it. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Aleinu, which is on the bottom of page 282. I invite you to rise.
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We turn now to memories of those who are no longer here with us, passing either in recent days or in this season and times past. If you hear the name of your loved one, we'll invite you to rise in your seat as we share their name aloud so that you can be recognized as a mourner in our community. Laid to rest this week is Natalie de Leon Ramos, husband of Luz Elba Ramos Alamo, father of Raquel Weinberg, grandfather of Brooke Weinberg, Harrison Weinberg, and Samuel Weinberg. In the past 30 days, we mourn the loss of Jack Permit, Martin Schwat, and Ralph Leon Scheer. And this week marks the Yortzeit for the following: Joseph Abrams, Harrison Weiss Horowitz, Saul Kessler, Mitchell Rosenson, Bertram Plain, J.P. Stevens, Arthur Susswine, Edna Zale, Norman Rothberg, and Kathleen Henson. If there are any names to add or any that are mispronounced, I invite you to share. Kurt Bauer. Thank you. We gather the memories of those who we have lost, keep their memories close to our hearts as we recite their Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on 294. You may rise if it is your custom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yama divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei d'kusha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. I believe it's time for announcements. I'll invite Frank Abrams to join us on the bima.
Thank you, Rabbi Rachel Van Tyne and Toby Singer. I like to give the full name. It is really great to have you back. And thank you to all of you who braved the cold to come tonight. It's nice to be here again to greet all of you. It's been a long time since I was president. I came across a little item last week that I hope you'll find interesting. It's about something everyone is familiar with. It's 1952, and Polish-Jewish immigrant brothers Henry, Herman, and Hillel Hassenfeld, who had a company called Hassenfeld Brothers, met up with a man named George Lerner, also Jewish. Lerner had this idea to sell plastic facial parts with push pins and pack them with a styrofoam head. The Hassenfeld brothers thought this was a great idea. They bought the idea from him, and Mr. Potato Head was born. It was the first toy to be advertised on television, and they sold more than 1 million in the first year. The original instructions said you should use real vegetables and fruits instead of styrofoam. Well, parents began to complain that the vegetables were rotting because the children would just keep them and keep them. And then new government regulations came about that said you can't have toys with sharp points to stick things into vegetables. So the plastic potato body was introduced in 1964. Mr. Potato Head is still selling in the millions, and it all began in Mr. Lerner's kitchen. Oh, the Hassenfeld brothers. They found that this company name was a little long, so they shortened it to Hasbro, the world's third largest toy company with $5 billion in annual sales. Announcements. Torah study. Torah study tomorrow at 9:15 with Rabbi Eli Molbaum, followed by Shabbat service at 10:30. January 4, this coming Thursday, Modern Hebrew Poetry with Rabbi Molbaum. I was at the previous session, and I can tell you, you don't have to know Hebrew, you don't have to know anything about poetry. It's very enjoyable. Register by email. It's in the program. January 5, next Friday, Shabbat evening services. It is not true that Temple Beth-El only has married couples in the pulpit. Rabbi Bonnie Steinberg will be here to lead services. January 7, a week from Sunday, another treat, liturgical themes in Israeli pop music with Rabbi Molbaum and Cantor Lappin. You're here tonight, so you know the liturgy, so come and hear the pop music. It will be fun. Your choice, breakfast at $10 at 9:15, or just come at 10 o'clock for free. RSVP to Sandy Kaplan, but this is Temple Beth-El, so if you decide at the last minute to come after breakfast, just come. Further on, you'll see a lot of other stuff in the calendar. I see there's Jews with tools, which is not a non sequitur. That's on January 11, and Martin Luther King Shabbat in 2 weeks on January 12 with New York State Controller Tom DiNapoli as our guest speaker. I wish all of you a happy and healthy 2018. See you next year, which is starting out really busy.
There's a little one other announcement that was left up here for me. It says, Rachel, our own eggs are now delicious, which I think they were delicious before. But I think it's to highlight the lovely baked goods and our bakers that have contributed for this evening. Ronit Pearl, Donna Ganser, Debbie Sutton, Cheryl Silverstein, Roberta Lulov, and Dana Sobiecki. So after our service ends, we'll do Kiddush, and then please join us downstairs in the atrium for some baked goods that are going to be delicious. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for such a warm welcome for Toby and myself. It's such a gift to be here, and really special thanks to Toby. He's so romantic. He wanted to share a prayer book. I was like, do you want your own prayer book? But he wanted to share, so I consider myself very lucky. Kiddush on page 5. I'm going to invite you to rise.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la la la.
Excellent. I got some help up here. We're gonna do the wine first.
I think I made this too full. Sorry. Join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, veratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, himkilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'chata, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. Okay, so you guys have been great holding our challah. Does everyone know? Do you know why we keep the challah covered? Yeah. Why do we keep it covered? So my favorite teaching is we keep the challah covered while we say the blessings over the wine, so the bread doesn't get jealous. We don't want it to feel left out. So, hey, I got to laugh. All right, I'll take it. So we're going to take it off. Ooh, and now we're surprised. There's the challah. Yeah. You guys want to turn around? Nope.
Right, not yet.
Okay, let's join in the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.